Hello greatlies, it's Miss Mzizi here. I hope that you are all doing well and taking good care of yourselves. So in today's lesson, we're going to be working on subtraction using the breaking down method. When working using the breaking down method, there are 3 steps that we need to follow. Our first step is to break down the numbers. What do I mean by that? If you're asked to break down the number 562, you would get 500 plus 60 plus 2. If you're asked to break down the number 253, you would get 200 plus 50 plus 3. Our second step is to subtract starting from the largest place value, meaning we're going to subtract all our hundreds together, we're going to subtract all our tens together, and we're going to subtract all our units together. Our third and final step is to then add the sum of each place value in order to get our final answer. Okay, so we're going to work through a few examples together, and then I'm going to give you a few sums to work through on your own. Alright, so our first sum is 846 minus 335. Our first step is to break down the numbers. When you break down 846, you get 800 plus 40 plus 6. And when you break down 335, you get 300 plus 30 plus 5. Then we need to subtract all our hundreds together, all our tens together, and subtract all our units together. Okay, so our hundreds are 800 and 300. Our tens are 40 and 30. Our units are 6 and 5. Now we need to subtract all our hundreds together. You'll say 800 minus 300, which equals 500. Then we subtract all our tens. 40 minus 30 equals 10. Then we subtract all our units. 6 minus 5 equals 1. Then we add each sum of the place values together to get our final answer. So we'll say 500 plus 10 plus 1, which equals 511. Okay, so our next sum is 767 minus 644. Our first step when using the breaking down method is to break down the numbers. When we break down 767, you get 700 plus 60 plus 7. When we break down 644, you get 600 plus 40 plus 4. Step number 2, we need to subtract all our hundreds together, subtract all our tens together, and subtract all our units together. Our hundreds in this sum is 700 and 600. Our tens are 60 and 40, and our units are 7 and 4. When we subtract all our hundreds together, we get 700 minus 600, which equals 100. And we subtract all our 10s together, we get 60 minus 40, which equals 20. And we subtract all our units together, we get 7 minus 4, which equals 3. Our final step is to add the sum of each place value to get our final answer, which is 100 plus 20 plus 3, which equals 123. Okay, our last sum, we have 551 minus 321. Now, first step when using the breaking down method is to break down the numbers. When we break down 551, we get 500 plus 50 plus 1. When we break down 321, we get 300 plus 20 plus 1. Our next step is to subtract all our hundreds together, subtract all our tens together, and subtract all our units together. Now our hundreds are 500 and 300. Our tens are 50 and 20. And our units are 1 and 1. Okay, so when we subtract our hundreds, we get 500 minus 300, which equals 200. When we subtract our tens, we get 50 minus 20, which equals 30. When we subtract our units, we get 1 minus 1, which equals 0. Then our final step is to add the sum of each place value together to get our final answer, which is 200 plus 30 plus 0, which equals 230. Lesson grade 3s. Remember, if there are any questions that you'd like to ask, leave them in the comment section down below and I will respond to them. From me, Miss Mzizi, goodbye.